Good Basketball presents, yes, the channel fearless enough to picture Jimmy Butler in a Warriors jersey and live to tell the tale. Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors just turned the NBA on its ear. Playoff Jimmy is clocked in, flashing that sly grin beneath new colors, and suddenly the league record book comes with an earthquake warning. Only two number 8 seeds, the 2023 Heat and the 1999 Knicks, have clawed their way to the finals, and not a single number 7 seed has ever smelled June. If anybody can turn never into hold my Gatorade, is Jimmy Igo Super Saiyan and April Butler, now supercharging the Splash Bros' mad scientist lab. The proof arrived in the play-in. Against Memphis, Butler detonated for 38 points, roasting a defense that had spent a week vowing to send him left, right, and into retirement. Grizzlies fans were one missed rotation from dialing the fire department. Draymond was already ringing cowbells for fun. Before the trade, Butler cracked 30 once in 30 regular season games. One flight to the Bay later, and he's triggering splash zone announcements on the public address system. 7 seed secured, Houston on deck. The Rockets still traumatized by 2019 Game 6 napalm. Golden State isn't just playing well, they're humming like a kitchen full of espresso machines. Butler, asked to reflect on his 2 Miami Finals runs, shrugged, "We were cool, but cool don't come with diamonds." Translation: the league's collective blood pressure just spiked like a double shot of Cuban coffee. Quick intermission, Mike here. If you crave hoop stories spicier than hot ones, mash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's ride this playoff grind together. Okay, clip time. Butler drives, freezes 4 Grizzlies, tosses to Draymond, shovel to Steph, splash. Freeze the frame. Podziemski is open, Moody is waving, and Draymond is basically tax preparing under the rim. Butler's gravity is strong enough to mess with NASA's tide charts. In Jimmy's 30 games, the Warriors went 23-7. A 62-win clip. Without him, they slogged to 48 wins and the 7th seed, the NBA equivalent of pairing a tux jacket with pajama pants. Vegas isn't fooled. The Warriors enter as betting favorites because odds makers fear playoff Jimmy like kids fear basement laundry rooms. Asked if he ever doubted making the postseason, Butler stared down the reporter and said, "You did. Mick drop. Collect your ankles at guest services. Defenses stay frozen. Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year frontrunner, gets backdoored like an unlocked Airbnb. 7'4", Zach Edey bites on one pump fake and nearly exits the FedEx Forum through door A. Help off and Butler whips lasers to shooters. Stay home and he serves you a mid-range steak, perfectly seasoned." And we interrupt the analysis for our non-sponsor message. SeatGeek isn't paying us, so if you want playoff tickets, beg your rich uncle or check the group chat. Meanwhile, smash that like button so the algorithm treats us like responsible adults. Back to hoops. Steph, yes, Stephen Curry sets a sneaky back screen. Butler slices like sashimi bucket. Next possession, rolls reverse. Butler screens. Steph relocates. Draymond teleports the rock. 4-point play. Guarding this motion offense is like trying to stop 5 spiders on roller skates. Crunch time, Butler buries a dagger from the elbow, then slips a screen for Steph's Houdini 3. If it rims out, Jimmy's already under the glass like a hawk on a mouse. Seconds later, Memphis can't inbound. 5-second violation. Draymond flexing louder than a WWE promo. Chaos, yes. Effective? Check the scoreboard. Role players, don't blink. Podziemski dives for 50-50 balls like it's Black Friday. Moody splash paints the corners. Gary Payton II skywalks for chase downs. Jonathan Kuminga arrives with 2 detonations per night, and Chris Paul conducts second unit pick and rolls like a grumpy maestro who finally joined a super band. There will be at least one wait, who is that dude? Highlight every game. With Butler and Curry sharing the floor, Golden State usually owns the best player on the court title. That star power matters because playoff Jimmy's resume is borderline mythological. 40 on Milwaukee in 2020, 2 35-plus triple-doubles in the bubble finals, 27 a night in 2022, 37 per game on the top-seeded Bucks in 2023. Giannis still checking the locks before bed. Respect the Coffee King or get stamped with Hemi buckets. Steph's heater is equally absurd. First half of the season, 22 points a night. Post Jimmy. 28 threes falling like Fortnite loot drops. Butler is Iguodala on espresso, letting Curry coast until the 4th, while the Warriors lounge on double-digit cushions. For the numbers crowd, lineups featuring Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond boast a plus 17 net rating and force turnovers on 16% of possessions. About the same rate you lose socks in the wash. One made 3 from Draymond is the omen to watch. When Green drains exactly one triple in a playoff game, the Warriors are 12-2 all time. If he hits that random above the break heat check in Game 2, start mapping the parade route on Google Maps. Ring number 5 for Curry would launch the GOAT point guard debate into DEFCON 1. Magic stands will dust off VHS tapes. Millennials will spam off-ball gravity until Twitter rebrands as exhausted. Drop your hottest takes below, but be nice. Somebody's grandma still loves Stockton. Houston scouting report, pace like a Red Bull ad, discipline optional. Jalen Green's highlight dunks won't matter when he's chasing Curry through triple curls for 24 straight seconds. Alperen Şengün's footwork ballet will meet Butler's grown man shoulder every switch. Send help and Draymond's 4-on-3 wizardry finds Clay in the corner. Stay home and Jimmy tortures mismatches until the shot clock cries uncle. Quick sidebar on chemistry, Klay Thompson may not torch every night like 2016, but give him one vintage stretch and Toyota Center turns into a grease fire. Chris Paul, freed from first option stress, now runs the bench mob like a Vegas card dealer finally at the right table. Kuminga's baseline spins are still half highlight, half heart attack, yet his explosions buy the starters priceless rest. Dario Saric, he drags opposing bigs to the arc and turns the paint into a freeway for Butler cuts. Stat heads, dessert is served. Since February 1st, the Curry-Butler pick and roll produces 1.27 points per direct action, prime Durant numbers on training camp reps. Opponents have tried icing, switching, top blocking, and polite requests. Nothing works for more than a quarter. If this run ends in confetti, historians will call it the splash and smash era. Curry splashing, Butler smashing, Draymond orchestrating, Steve Kerr sipping green tea like it was the plan all along. Picture the NBA Twitter apocalypse. Steph drops 50 in Houston Game 1, Butler counters with 45 and a walk-off glare. Clay splashes 8 threes in a boat captain headband. Skip Bayless writes 27 tweets in caps, Raptors fans petition to borrow Jimmy for one night, and the app renames itself X-Cited. Chaos sells and the Warriors are printing stock. Laugh, learn something. Smash subscribe like Draymond setting a bone-crushing screen. Click on notifications so you don't miss our next crossover. Nikola Jokic teaches Wemby to make burritos. Already subbed, you're our 6th man of the year. Fist bump through the screen. Stay clutch, keep those laces tight, and remember, playoff Jimmy is inevitable. Cue the music, roll the highlights, and someone please hide the Western Conference standings before they start crying.